Hey everybody, well, I'm back at it again today, working on doing some cleanup in the woods. I'm actually doing some cleanup in a wild plum thicket, 100% natural thicket. I did not plant any of these trees. This thicket has been around for a while, but last year I noticed that the prickly ash was really starting to choke out the plums. So I went in and cleaned some out, and today I just kind of picked up where I left off and did some more cleaning and freed up those, released the plums so that the thicket will be able to maintain itself for years to come. So here's the setup. The fields, or the path that leads out to these fields from the plum thicket is right behind me here. What I have out here is we got a clover plot, and then this was planted into beans earlier this week. And we got a deer stand right behind these trees over there, and then there's a rifle stand right up over that direction. That actually covers quite a bit of the farm. It's pretty open over there. There's CRP fields. So, well, let's walk in the thicket. I'll show you just a little bit of what I was able to do today. So this was a path I created. You can see I actually sprayed the first part of it. There was tons of little prickly ash shoots coming up. So I sprayed it last year, dead. And it looks like the spray did a good job because it's still nice and dead this year. You can even see the prickly ash that got hit with spray. I just did glyphosate. Seemed to do the trick. Even I cut some of those bigger ones, and a couple that were still green, but most of them were dead, and I was able to snap them right off. So yeah, here's the trail I created heading into the plum thicket. I got quite a bit of prickly ash still out here on the edges, but once we dive into it, you can see the clearing I did. So I created this little opening right here, just kind of was hoping it would end up being just a little social hub for them. When I walked in here initially, the deer trails were pretty well worn, so they're at least traveling through this area. But once we get down here, you can start to see the plums. The plums are all dead on the bottom, but they're very alive on top. And the prickly ash was doing a number on them because, I mean, it was in here thick. But once I get down to kind of a deer's level here, you can see I removed a lot of it. I got brush piles all over in here with the prickly ash. Didn't cut too much else because prickly ash was the main culprit that was trying to take over this plum thicket, but it's pretty cool. Plum thicket's probably, I'd say, all of a good acre. It goes pretty deep that direction. Goes out there, cuts back that way, and I just, as a natural bedding area, I absolutely love this spot. You can't beat a good natural bedding area. I don't think the deer utilize it a lot in the summer. I did find some deer beds in here, but I know once those plums start dropping, when we get closer to bow season, they're in here pretty thick. And then during gun season, because it is such nice, thick, dense cover, they're definitely in here quite a bit. So there you can kind of look up. The edge up there is a CRP field. So yeah, let's just keep cruising through here. I got good growth in the understory here. All kinds of good herbaceous plants. Noticed quite a bit of browsing going on in here with the deer, and that's also part of the goal. I want them to be able to move around freely in here and get at some of this stuff without getting shredded by that prickly ash. So when we come out this direction, I kind of cut this trail last year. It goes out to another deer stand. I actually cut those couple trees today just to give a little bit more edge cover. There's a trail so they can still cut up through there, going right to the deer stand you can see in the background there. But yeah, what I did is, before the trail was kind of cutting down that direction, and that does not go by a deer stand. So what I did last year is just cut an opening right through the prickly ash up here, and you can see the deer definitely are using it. They kept it beaten down pretty good, and then it cuts right out to CRP over there, and there's a deer stand. Once if you kind of get to the end here, I'll show you another food plot we have. So we got a food plot right over there, that brown spot, that's soybeans as well, and then there's a deer stand before you get to the food plot. So this trail takes the deer right by it. Now whenever I'm setting up a bedding area, I'm trying to do everything I can to get the deer to go by stands that we already have in place. You know, I don't want this just to be random. Try to have controlled lines of movement, because this is all a strategy game for us. So we want to try to tip the odds in our favor the best we can. So we came right through here. I'm going to cut down this direction just to kind of show you how big this thing is. I mean, it is a awesome natural bedding area. When I found this thing years ago, it didn't really click in my head that I should do what I can to maintain it. But once I started kind of getting into the habitat game, I realized that, you know, if I want to keep this awesome bedding area on our farm, I gotta make sure that I work to sustain it. And the number one thing was getting that prickly ash out of here. And today I cut some of the bigger stuff, but most of it I just pulled right up by the roots, because if you cut it, there's a good chance it's gonna stump sprout. But we've just got a lot of rain this last week, so the ground's nice and soft, and I was able to tear it right up by the roots. So here's another trail I cut. So heading out this direction, we're kind of leaving. There's the plum thicket. I mean, it goes all the way down through that bottom there. But I cut a trail heading up here. This trail did not exist either until I cut it last year. And you can see, it might be tough to see in the video, but the deer are using this one as well. And they have a nice beaten down path. So yeah, so it cuts out right out through that hole there, and then it goes into a bigger stand of timber, and actually kicks out about 15 yards from that bow stand that I have on the edge of the food plot up there. So have a 15-yard shot shooting back into the woods if they decide to take this trail, kind of stay in the cover. So yeah, that was the project for today. And cutting prickly ash doesn't sound like a lot of fun, but boy, did I have a good time doing it today. Every piece of prickly ash I cut brought me joy, because I just can't stand that stuff. If there was one plant on our farm that I could get rid of, well, it'd be a tie between prickly ash and probably some of our cool season grasses. We have some smooth brome and fescue that I'm going to try tackle this fall to get more herbaceous growth in our CRP fields. So yeah, that was the project for today. Just no cost involved in this one. Just a little bit of sweat equity and a few hours worth of work, and I was able to make the farm just a little bit better for the wildlife. So hope you all have a good day. God bless y'all.